Hello, everyone, and welcome to FranTastic InSights, where we feature some of the coolest franchise concepts and innovative people in franchising. My name is Joan Winchester, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Franchise Expansion for FranServe. FranServe is the world's largest franchise consulting organization. Our mission, quite simply, is to help change people's lives through franchise ownership. We do that through an incredible network of franchisors and franchise consultants that help their candidates explore franchise opportunities. So today I'm super excited to have with us a hot emerging brand, PayMore Stores. I mean, this is a great time to own a PayMore store. And I'm super excited to have with us Rich Helm. And Rich is in brand development for PayMore with us today. So welcome to FranTastic InSights, Rich.
Thank you, Joan. Good to be here today.
So, Rich, I'd love if you could share with our audience a little bit about PayMore, the business model, and the key differentiators that make PayMore so unique.
Sure. So, it's interesting. PayMore came on the scene, and obviously nobody knew who they were. And in a short span, we're becoming a household name quickly. PayMore is a local brick and mortar franchise. We buy, sell, and trade really all of today's hottest electronics that might have been yesterday's favorites, right? So it's anything used. Just to be clear, we don't do any repairs. We leave that for all the other repair shops out there. All we do is buy, sell, and trade, and we take in anything in any condition. So it can be broken, not working, any condition at all. So it's an eco-friendly electronics business, and we provide consumers really a fast, easy, safe, and secure way to buy and sell and trade their items. So they'll feel comfortable coming into our local stores. As you can see from my background, they have got a nice bright appeal, and they're welcoming. So we do that also while keeping their data safe. So from a business model standpoint, we focus in 5 areas: buy, sell, trade, recycling, and protecting data. So on the buy side, we buy directly from the local community, anything that's used in electronics. Everybody's got that drawer full at home of cell phones and maybe other electronic items, and that's kind of where we come in. So the inventory all comes from our local community. And then we take these, we sell these gently and pre-owned devices with warranties, again, to the local community, or we do that through our back end on our e-commerce platforms. And then, of course, we trade. We've got trade-in programs for old devices, helps us retain customers and increase margins. And then I mentioned the 4th would be the recycling, which is important. So there are some items that we can't exchange in, or we can't turn around and sell them, whether it be retail or wholesale or through our e-commerce platform. So we would recycle those, which obviously helps protect the earth. So, and then lastly would be protecting the data. And everybody's always concerned about that when they come in the stores with their cell phone or a desktop or a laptop. They want to make sure they've got everything off of there. But we actually wipe that clean. We've got a proprietary way to do that in the stores, and we do that actually while they're waiting. So they know that their data is safe. Some of the key differentiators, and every business is unique. And certainly I think the couple biggest things that PayMore has, it's really a new business and a franchise category. There's no competition currently that we know of. There's nothing regionally, nationally, even locally that we know of. So we're kind of excited about that. It's a super tech forward, and it's really a tech business. It's second would be the immense market. So the market's huge. Everybody has an electronics. What used to be a luxury is now really a necessity, and just about everybody has a cell phone to start, not to mention all the other electronics. So that market's not going anywhere. It's a constant demand, and as long as manufacturers are constantly developing and designing and upgrading new devices, that obviously keeps our business in business. Right. So we'll take all those used devices and we'll repurpose them somewhere else. So third in there would be we've got some proprietary technology that really sets us apart. We have developed our founders. One of them, Eric, has an IT background. And over the last 10 years, they've developed a POS system, point of sale system, really is the backbone of the business. So we can control customers and inventory. If somebody comes in with a device, we can immediately determine what that retail, wholesale, and trade-in value of that device would be right on the spot. So it makes it easier for the franchisees, their managers, their staff to be able to work with the public. So I'll never do it justice in an interview like this, but the POS system is really something to be seen. So we also have some data wiping technology. All the franchisees get their e-commerce subsites. And of course, we have the brand new collaborative online mega store that we just launched within this past year, which is really accumulation of all the products throughout all of our franchise locations. So, and then two other items really would be, again, the e-waste recycling and the green friendly concept. So again, it's community focus. We can help provide environmentally friendly solutions really to help people upgrade their personal devices. And then last would be just the performance of the stores. We'll let candidates and people that might be interested really talk with our franchisees so they can validate that. And of course, they can answer all the questions they want. But our performance is pretty strong, and that's reflected in our item 19, which is part of the FDD, the franchise disclosure document. So.
Great, exciting time for sure for PayMore Stores. So Rich, let me ask you, in the next 3 to 5 years, what markets are you looking to reach for PayMore? And what's the potential really of the industry as you see it for the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, since PayMore has really kind of disrupted the industry and really is kind of a game changer within just the electronics industry itself, we've seen some explosive growth really just over this past year, although they've been franchising for over 2 years. They started just before COVID. But after that, really in this past year, we've seen some explosive growth. Currently, we've got 10 stores open. We've got another 12 plus stores that are in development, getting ready to open. They're in all the major metropolitan markets, so far. I won't go through the list, but, our flagship stores based in Long Island, New York. And then again, we've got stores that really are up and down the East Coast, creeping into the Midwest, and now coming up onto the West Coast. So we're pretty excited about that. We do have a 3-unit minimum for anybody that would be interested in the brand. That allows really people to come in that really want to expand and scale something bigger than just a single store. And our model is pretty scalable. I'll talk about that maybe in a minute. But we're really open to all the US markets are open, international markets as well, which would only be master or large area developer agreements. We've had some interest from many other countries currently, but our plan is to be in all 50 states within the next year to 2 years. And certainly with some heavy international presence as well. So yeah, it looks kind of bright. And again, so far, there's nobody chasing us.
Great position to be in,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, Rich, can you describe for us the perfect franchisee for PayMore?
Sure. So since we don't do any repair, there's no special technical requirements, right, for anybody, whether it be a franchisee, a manager, or a staff person that works in the store. But we are looking for really tech savvy, dynamic, driven entrepreneurs, again, that want to kind of build a market, not just a single store location, and be able to scale that and grow it into multiple locations. They've got to have a good understanding for our profit and growth potential within the concept and kind of what we have to offer. We will consider not true semi-absentee owners, but if they've got a general manager in place day one, we would consider that depending on the candidates that might be interested. So that's always an option. We really prefer to have the franchisees in the stores in the beginning, at least, especially in that first store, once to get it open, but we really prefer to have them out working on that next store to develop and grow their footprint. So we do work with, if anybody on here is familiar with the E2 candidates, we are open to working with them, foreign investors that want to come into the US. But we are currently attracting many multi-unit operators that, again, want to scale into a market. We have franchise owners from Firehouse Subs, U-Break iFix, Domino's. So we're pretty excited about that. Also GNC. And these are all larger multi-unit operators that have got some great experience. So, those are the kind of people that we're attracting, which is really good. It's good for the system, like any franchise, but it's great for anybody that's new that's coming on board.
Thank you, Rich. Thanks for that. So at FranServe, we use the tagline, franchising is our superpower, because we love partnering with innovative entrepreneurs. I mean, what could be more fun, right? I mean, many people think about being their own boss, but franchising actually makes it a reality. So in what ways is PayMore a stronger choice in franchising today than ever before?
Well, to reiterate, coming into a new market with just an immense size of a market is probably main. But from a business owner standpoint, and anybody that might be interested as a franchisee, I've been a franchisee twice before, and there's certain things that I always look for to either give me the edge or maybe something to help me get to a point much quicker, right? As far as success with the business. And they've got a really scalable franchise model. So in with that would include no supply chains. So there's no third party that you have to rely on to get product in to resell. It all comes from the local community. Nothing comes from the franchisor, as well as these third parties. That's number one. Number two would be our attractiveness for the hours. So there's no long hours. If you had a food restaurant or QSR or something like that, the hours can be extensive into the evenings, certainly on the weekends. But our typical store hours are 9 or 10 to 6 or 7, Monday through Friday. Saturday is a limited day. They're open typically 11 till 2 or 3, and they're closed on Sundays. So it's great for the franchisees, their managers, and their staff. We've got very little, I won't say no, but we've got very few staffing issues. Each store is staffed with an average of 3 to 5 employees. So again, it keeps the overhead low. It's easier to manage. We're not hiring special technical people that have certain capabilities. A lot more simpler. We hire 2 types of people: the people that work in the front that love to work with customers, a little more extroverted, and even some introverts that really enjoy working with the technology would work in the back end, getting the products listed onto the e-commerce sites. There's no capital equipment to purchase as the investment, which makes it much simpler. It's really a simple build out within the space. And then even within that retail space, which is probably the biggest item to get right in the first place, which we assist with that. There's no special permitting. So it's real simple. We just need a vanilla box. We can build it out. It's real simple, and we assist with that whole process from real estate through the design and building out the space.
Thank you. Oh, it's easy to see PayMore is such an amazing opportunity. I mean, it's exciting when you get to make a difference, right, in people's lives, both for them and their families.
Yeah,
so
it's cool to see, for sure.
So, Rich, thanks again for your FranTastic insights. Any last thoughts before we wrap up today?
Just maybe one last thought would be reach out before that market in your backyard's gone. So we're seeing some pretty decent growth, and we anticipate that to really go on the rise here coming up over the next 6 months to a year, and even beyond that. So.
Well, thanks for that. And there truly is a need. In my house alone, I think, fill a store with just what old laptops and cell phones I have. So thanks for that. And thanks again for being with us today for this FranTastic insight.
Thank you, John.